succinct. Which is great.
Now let's go back into the KUAM News Zoom room where we have Agriculture Director Chelsea Munoz-Brecht, joined by the Acting Chief of the Division of Aquatic Wildlife Resources, Mr. Jay here. Good morning, Jay. Unmute.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, Chelsea.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry, Chelsea.
It's okay. I multitask. I listen and then I start doing other stuff.
There's definitely a lot of info that came out of this morning's show, so.
Oh, goodness, yes.
Right.
We've had quite eventful and active, exciting shows the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's been something.
Miss the link, miss a lot.
So yeah, Chelsea, we told people all morning, even yesterday, that you guys are going to be giving out money, and everyone wants to get money. So I guess we'll just start there. You guys have got a couple grants that you're working on getting out to the people.
Well, we have the CARES Act Fisher grant. That's been the big one. Although we were notified about the grant in April or May, was it, Jay? We're still in the process of waiting for NOAA to approve our final spend plan. We collected people's registration forms from June 6th through July 10th, I believe. We processed all of them, worked with all of the different fishers to collect their commercial information. But that was just the registration. That was registering with DAR so that we know who you are. That wasn't the actual federal application process. We had to create a spend plan from scratch, figuring out how we were going to disperse the money to people, how much every person was going to get. We did that, sent it to the Fisheries Commission. I think it's the Pacific State Marine Fisheries Commission, and they then sent it to NOAA to review and comment on. We got that back last week, reviewed all their comments, addressed each of their comments, sent it back to them, and so now we're waiting on their final approval. And if they give us that, when they give us that, then we'll be able to have all the fishers complete an actual application for the money. The application, though, is really simple. It's 2 pages, but really the information you're filling out will amount to like 1 page. And when we collect that, we'll send that to the Fisheries Commission and they'll process it for payment.
Well, I mean, so how much longer you think we're looking at then?
I put the deadline on our application form as October 31st. So I'm hoping that they will approve and send us back our approved spend plan by the end of this month. And then we'll give people a month to apply.
Okay. And then from there, gonna make it rain.
Yes, this was just I like, yeah.
You gotta do it like this.
You catching fish? I mean, it's a frustrating process. It has been for us too. I mean, we felt like we got on board really quickly. We started our process really quickly. It's the old adage, hurry up and wait.
Right. Yeah. And Chelsea, I know that I told you about. I had got a call about a guy asking about what's the status with hunting, and is hunting allowed? And I don't know anything about it, so I'm glad that you got Jay is on to talk about that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
Yeah, Jay, we'll give you the floor. What's the deal with hunting? Because a guy called in and he was like, "Oh, we're not allowed to hunt, but they can go and fish. They're racist towards the hunters."
No, we're still allowed to hunt. What we're going to do for next fiscal year is just extend the current hunting licenses until January 31st. But if you're a hunter who doesn't have a license, you can come in to get a license, but you need to make an appointment with us. And you can call us at our number at 735-0294 or contact our email us through our website. You can email that at dar@doag.guam.gov. So hunting is still going on.
Yeah, hunting has been open since we started in March. And if anything, we sent out a press release saying that people didn't have to come in and buy tags. They could just go out and hunt just to limit the contact. Hunters have been able to come in and get permits since March. We extended the hunting season in May. So hunting's been open. Everyone else has been shooting deer.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of deer on my Instagram. Well, I'm glad you clarified that. Matt Chelsea, we had a comment here, and this is something that we had asked Dr. Hoa about, and it deals with a bona fide farmer certification that was issued for Marcel Camacho, was then able to use that to get an exemption into quarantine. But, I spoke with Mr. Bora, the ag chief, and we weren't really sure about the status. And if you could provide any comment about how bona fide that was, and in your opinion, did it mean that someone could get out of quarantine?
Well, Mr. Camacho's a legitimate bona fide farmer. He has property that he's been farming, and farming is considered an essential service as indicated by the DPHSS guidance memo. So I don't see why he would be excluded from that. Farming is legitimate. He's providing food for the community. We all need to eat.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have other, I mean, that's my opinion, but I think our farmers are absolutely essential. What we've been trying to stand up more in the community is more farmers and creating a sustainable process for them to get their food out to the community so that we can be less reliant on imports and less beholden to food from other places and then pay higher costs for them.
All right, thanks, Chelsea. Just real quickly, I want to say congratulations. You guys got that grant, Guam's first HCP grant, right?
Yes, that's what we wanted to also say, is that we have the Habitat Conservation Plan grant. It helped basically oversee most of that process. It was a really extensive process. It required a lot of collaboration with other government agencies. We received $900 short of $1 million for the grant process, but it's going to make it a really more efficient, streamlined, and cost-effective process for people building homes and people building developments. Jade, do you want to say something about that?
Yeah, we're going to actually be contracting out UOG to do the proposal for us. And there's going to be 3 phases. Well, the first phase will involve stakeholder and public input. And the second phase will involve actually drafting the HCP. And the third phase, we're going to apply for additional grant money to do the remaining grant, which is finalizing the HCP. So there's going to be stakeholder and public involvement with the grant.
Nice.
And so
That's the thing I want to
basically,
stress.
what this means is that we have endangered and listed species all over the island, whether it's ranging from the blue-tailed skink to the Portula radiolata, which are the tiny little snails they call the Akalea, to different trees, the cycads, and people find them on their property anywhere from Tamuning to Jigo to Malesu. So when you find these on your property right now, as it stands, all your development has to stop. You have to work with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife to figure out if you can set either a buffer zone, or if not, then you have to apply for your own habitat conservation plan, which is time consuming and costs a lot. So with this, we get one for basically a blanket habitat conservation plan for the entire island. You'll go through DAR to get a permit, and this allows us to identify spaces where we can relocate the different species. Wow. So then you are able to develop your property.
Nice.
I think that's the long and short of it, I think. Am I right, Jay, or is there anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, so right now, like the director said, you have to go through U.S. Fish and Wildlife, but after the plan is developed, that authority is going to be delegated to Agriculture DAR for issuing the permits for these.
Chelsea, I want to go back to the farming, and I know that during, was it PCOR 2, 3, people can come and they get different sprouts or whatnot to plant. Where are we with that operation? Is it something that we cancel because of PCOR 1, or when are we going to stand it up again? One of my uncles was asking.
Well, we're doing what we can to protect all of our personnel and the public. So we are not open to people getting sprouts right now. We have been just disseminating what we have to the nonprofit organizations that have been giving sprouts out to the community, like Guahan Sustainable, Island Girl Power. So we've been trying to support them. It limits the amount of interaction we have with the public, but we have still been growing a lot of different things. And as soon as we're able to, we'll provide those to the community. But we have a really great skilled person that we hired to manage our nursery now. The agency hasn't had that in more than a decade. We're someone who has a love and passion and skill set for growing different types of things is in that position to do that. So now we have an agricultural management specialist there, and he loves growing everything from vanilla and blueberries to eggplants. And so he's bringing that kind of diversity to our nursery. Right now we've got everything from...
Did you say blueberries?
Yes.
Wow.
He's grown vanilla, blueberries, figs, dates. I think
Look
he's
out,
got some
Saipan.
cocoa plants.
Look out, Saipan. We're taking over the blueberry market.
Well, and strawberries, everything. So he's got everything from mandarins and things I've never even heard of, like longan, passion fruit, tamarind, star fruit. All of that soon will be made available as soon as we're given the clearance to allow people back into our agency.
Right. Hey, did we ever, sorry, while we got here, did we ever find out what those Chinese seeds were? Or, I don't know.
It was the blueberries, the strawberries.
Oh, that was the blueberries, right? Oh, right on.
I'm just kidding.
USDA hasn't even released anything about, so far from what they could tell, it was just regular seeds.
Right.
But they still advise everyone, of course, not to plant them. And for us, I mean, just receiving seeds from somewhere unsolicited is the absolute danger of bringing in an invasive species.
Right. Yeah.
Think of the chains of love. At one point, someone thought that was a great idea, and now it's taking over and killing all of our trees and plants along the road.
Aye, the love. Aye, a day.
I know.
Right.
The toxic kind of love.
Chelsea, thank you. Thanks for coming on and closing out the show. Jay, appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Stay safe.
We'll be down to pick up our blueberries and the pecor too.
All right.
Is it ready?
Bye.
Okay, I'll see you guys.
Bye.
There you go. Blueberries. Well, good job today, Bree.
Good job.
Yeah, not really much else to say. We're anticipating some kind of announcement. I think we pissed the governor off, and now we're just out of the loop for this week. But